Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech. And on this episode, we are going to be doing part two of creating this tower, which was going to be very small to start with, and has gotten incredibly large. I was actually going to be building several of these towers. I think I still will, because this one's like in-game tower. This is not a tower I'm going to be able to afford for quite some time. Although looking at the way it is and actually firing the tower definitely makes me want to have one. I mean, this is gonna be, look at this. This is a crazy tower. Now, it does seem like the corners are the weak spot. And yeah, they definitely are weaker. But we do have these weapons in here that can auto-aim the Venturefire rifles. And I'm hoping they will be able to kind of account for any spots on there that just can't quite cover themselves. But we'll have to see that in the end. However, it's just a lot bigger, and I need a name for this. So if you guys come up with a cool name, I will rename this something and go ahead and put those on there. But one of the things we need to kind of come in here and do is expand this umbrella up here on the top. And you know, when I first put it down, I thought it was going to be the right size because it was just one little layer of these blocks here in the center, and it looked plenty big enough. However, as this thing has expanded and become this beast of a tower, it doesn't quite have enough space up here. I want it to overlap a little bit more. Not that I really have to worry about this stuff getting rained on and ruined or anything along those lines, but I just like the idea of having like this big umbrella on top. And I would actually like to see it like bubble over if I can get the design right, so it actually looks like it's an umbrella and not just like this flat surface up there on the top. But I'm not exactly the best when it comes to building stuff in like blocky dimension. I know I've played Minecraft for many years, and I should probably be better at that by now, but I still need a little bit of work. So hopefully I can sit here and mess with it a little bit. Like I said, we're gonna have some time because I don't think I'll be able to afford this, you know, anytime soon in the actual game. I did go in there to make sure that I could put these things down naturally and not have them kind of just topple over. They actually do attach to the ground when you buy one. I didn't buy this exact one, no, because this is, like I said, way too costly, but I did want to make sure that was a thing that you could actually put them down and they would attach themselves. Otherwise, all this would be kind of wasted time when you design like this killer tower that just will not attach itself. Now, if you do look at the bottom, it is, like I said, pretty wide. I think it goes over like it's like 2 blocks this way and 2 blocks in every direction. So yeah, it's going to be a big size base. So wherever you're going to plant that, you need to make sure that you have the space for it. And you don't really get to say, this is the exact spot that I want. What you're going to have to do is get a terminal, one of these terminals here on the bottom, and move that off to wherever you're going to want to put these things. And hopefully, wherever you decide to put it, it will fall down somewhere nearby, because you don't necessarily get to pick like that spot. Like, I just want this one right here, and that's where it's going to go. It's going to fall down somewhere around that terminal when you pay for it. So yeah, you know, not exactly the best, but it is what it is. And until they give you the ability to pick these things back up and put them down, you're not going to really be able to mess around with that too much. Now, they are talking about doing exactly that, but when are they going to put that in the game? I could not tell you. So somewhere down the road. And you know, these things last forever. I mean, once you design it, as long as you save the design, you don't really ever have to go back and mess with it again. So I guess if you take into account that that will be a thing, you're already ahead of the curve for when it finally does get integrated into the game. But yeah, that's kind of sucky that you can't do it now, because it would be interesting to move these around. Like if you put it down, and especially if you're putting multiples of these things, if for some reason it doesn't quite get put where you want it, and the enemies are attacking from just a little bit outside your reach, it would be nice to just kind of move it like 4 or 5 feet over and be like, boom, I'm done. Like that's exactly where I want these things, and it fits pretty smoothly. I think what I'm going to do is actually move these up a little bit, and you might be wondering, well, does it really matter? Does it have to be perfection right here on the sides, you know? The reason I'm going to do that is in the inside, it will look a little bit more natural if I put the lights that pop out a little bit more, I think, rather than these, because these, you know, kind of already have their own little pattern going on, and I don't really want to mess with that too much. So we're going to put these closer to the center, and I'll show you exactly what lights I'm talking about here in a second. Now, it would be cool And I've been asking for it for a while, so I don't know if, they're ever going to put that in there, but it would be cool if they had different colored lights. And they do kind of. They have like yellow, red, and white that give off natural colors from the light itself. But I'm talking about like actual different colored lights that I can put in there that would allow me to change this up, because I've already talked about creating like pumpkins and things for the different holidays. It would be really, really cool if I could create like a 4th of July based off of the colors, or maybe a Christmas tree, because you got the green. I could create a total Christmas tree out of this, and even cover up some of the inside blocks and just leave like little firing holes where the weapons can fire out. So it wouldn't be the most accurate, wouldn't be the most defensive, tower that you could possibly have, but it would give you like a Christmas feel of a tree at the same time of giving you some protection, or maybe making it an enemy bot on the map when you have like Christmas trees all over the place and you don't want to get too close to them. You got to go chop them down or something like that to give you like an actual story. I don't know, but I'm just spitballing some of the ideas that I've had, especially if you could create your own missions for other people to try out. Go kill 10 Christmas trees, or go chop down 10 Christmas trees in a certain amount of time, and you get a reward of, I don't know, a certain name like Christmas Tree Killer or something. But it's a horrible, horrible idea. But I kind of like just messing around with stuff once you get to the point where, you've built it before. You just want to see how well you can build it, how funny and how interesting the build can be. So that's what I'm looking at that point. But yeah, I do definitely like holiday events, and this would allow me to kind of create my own in the place of seeing one, actually in game. So I don't know if they're ever going to do that, if they're ever going to build any holiday events into the game. I'm kind of hoping they will, but I would not be surprised if they do. A lot of game companies actually don't. The ones that I enjoy the most, they go that extra mile and they put them on there. But let's see, we're gonna have to buy a few more of these. I want them kind of surrounding the entire thing, so I don't have to go looking for the right corner. I can just kind of drive up to it. And I'm still hoping that they are low enough. They may not be, and if they are not, the only thing I could think of is, because I do want it to be more of a bubble-shaped umbrella type, is maybe the corner pieces come down one more, because if you look at it up here, I did leave one space on the top for like the lights or whatever might be up there. And that will leave me one space for these things to come down one block, and maybe be that tiebreaker of just being, low enough. That's not the direction I want it to go. We'll have to redo those so they all look the same. They don't necessarily have to. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's going sideways or not, but just... Oh, is that turning? Huh. I can turn it. Look at that. That is kind of cool. I like it. That means I don't have to go spinning around it. I can just kind of turn the platform from where I'm actually looking. Come on, there you go. Nice. Oh, wow, look at that. That is going to be... You know what? Because it can spin, it doesn't have those corners. The corner pieces can literally just spin around, so it's not going to have... Wow. That is lagging out just a tiny bit right there. There, it's kind of fixed up. It's a little hiccup. So those corners aren't going to be as much of an issue as I thought they were going to be. That's not bad, okay? I thought they were going to be like the Achilles heel on this thing, but I completely forgot that it can spin around. So, yeah, this is going to be a beast, guys. Maybe too much of one. It might actually take out a lot of the fun, because you won't ever have to defend it. But again, I'm not really sold on the AI. Was this thing taking damage? Holy crap, I didn't know these things could take damage like that. From your own attacks. There it is. Yeah, so it's getting hit when I do it that way. Wow. So I can test. Let's see how... Oh, it's going to explode, and I'm going to, like, lose half of my thing, I think. Come on, blow up. Blow up. Wow, you are a strong freaking battery. Come on, you know you can do it. Jeez, these things definitely are not hitting it like I would like. Come on. What is actually hitting it? Everything around it has blown up, but these things. There we go. I think it's getting hit a little bit more. Yeah, it is. Come on, it's flashing. Yeah. Oh, that was weak. That was weak. I was expecting something bigger than that. All right, so this looks like it's pretty much done. I could throw some stuff up here on the top, especially if I do the bubble up. I think I'll throw like batteries in here, and just like I said, this is going to be the massive one. So it's going to cost me, 16, 17 million, block bucks or whatever it's called. I like to think of them big bucks, but I think somebody said they're referred to as block bucks. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I think I'll put batteries up there so that it has even more ability to store. Like, this is going to be the massive storehouse. And if you have enough of these, geez, I cannot even imagine just driving right by this and having all of these little wireless chargers actually charge you up. That is crazy. All right, let's go ahead and take a picture of it real quick, and we are going to call it turret. Actually, no T. There's no N in that one, guys. Yes, I finally got the hint. Turret Ultra? Yeah, that's not how you spell it. Yeah, I got a new keyboard, actually, guys, and I like it. I do, but it's supposed to be, like, lit up from the keys themselves, and in the end, it ended up being only backlit. So it actually makes it harder to see at night what keys I'm hitting versus not having a backlit at all. It sounds crazy, but it does, because the light from the backlit actually, you know, it's like that night vision. When it's pitch black, your eyes adjust to it. When there's a small amount of light, your eyes don't really quite adjust to it that well. So that is not quite. I don't like backlit. I don't like backlit at all. I like the keys that you can see, like the lettering from inside with a little neon light. But backlit, no, I would not suggest going that route, guys. Don't be fooled. All right, so we got one down. Let's go ahead and attach this one, and let's actually get another little bot here. This one's going to be smaller. Now that I have the other one as a base, I can look at and be like, okay, that's how that one works. Ooh, check it out. It is spinning around on its own. Can I change it? That might be an issue, because I can't click on the little dudes in there. I'm trying to right-click on them and say, oh, I want you to do this, or I want you to do that. Kind of like if I can click on this guy, I can put him up here, and then I can right-click on him? No? It won't let me right-click on that guy, huh? Maybe I can't right-click him while he's in the game. Because so one of these is supposed to be the one that goes out harvesting, and there's supposed to be one that's a combat drone. And then somebody was telling me that they're going to be taking out both of those and putting only one in. So I'm not quite sure which route that is going just yet. But wherever it goes, I have faith that it's going to work at some point. I know it doesn't work right now. That's definitely a thing. Those are just so horrible to deal with. Let's go ahead and put that on there. We'll go ahead and grab our own little dude and throw him up here. Can I not change the direction he's going? No, I guess because I'm selecting that guy as we speak, it doesn't want to let me change. There we go. Now that I'm on the other one. Come on, where are you at? Now, I am not going to be going up quite as high. And I will be putting 4 of these on here, just so they can fire in every direction, and there's no real weak side to it. There we go. Kind of hard to see when you have your cursor over it, though. Let's see. Come on, where are you at? And you can see these are only 2 high, whereas the other ones were, I believe, 1 more on the elevation. So, yeah, this was on the 3rd one. I think the other one was on the 4th one, if I remember right. But yeah, I wanted to make sure this was a little bit lower to the ground. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be more streamlined. It's going to have weapons a lot sooner, which means it's not going to be as thick on the base as you might like. Although the blocks themselves are fairly cheap. They do still add, cost to them. So I'm hoping not to do too much on them. Now, I am going to do those single ones. And the single ones will add more lag to your computer. So if you're having issues with that, or you create one of these guys and it just seems to add more lag than anything else, and you're just like, this is ridiculous, I can't play it like that, go ahead and try to streamline it and create as many 2 blocks or any 3 blocks or 4 blocks that you possibly can, because that will cut out the lag. Maybe not a whole lot, but it's going to add to it. It's going to be able to help your computer out a little bit. Now, some of the lag you're getting in the game is just from the game alone. I mean, as they come out with more and more updates, that problem definitely has been lowered. It's not nearly as bad as it was once. And when I say bad, I just mean it's not as laggy. It wasn't unplayable, to be honest, even back then, but it definitely was a thing that you kind of had to consider at some point. A lot of the games that we played, I restarted just for that reason alone. Like, it got too laggy for the giant size bots that I've been, building, and now my bots are probably about 10 times, if not more, bigger on the size, and I get, like 1/4 the amount of lag that I used to get. So yeah, a lot better off than it used to be. But if you're still one of those people that maybe your computer isn't up to where you want it for the designs that you're trying to go with, then yeah, definitely try a little bit of just optimizing the blocks that you have. You got the 2 ones here, you got the 3 ones there, the 4s. Just remember, you're going to have to find these in-game before you have access to buy them. So if you go with the 5 blocks and you're like, oh, those are the best ones in the game for the design you're going with, if you don't find them, you can't build this. So you may want to go with 4 because you're like, I know I've already found the 4s. Somewhere down the road, I'll find the 5s, and I can go ahead and switch and maybe make another design with the 5s. And then I can cut out a little bit even more lag than I had before. But you may have to have several of these. And this is going to be the most basic tower that I want to be able to build right off the bat. So I'm going to have cabs straight off the bat. I'm going to have single blocks straight off the bat. I don't know about the GSO guard AI, but it's easy enough to make. Now that I know the recipe, it's easy enough to make, so I'm not too worried about that either. In fact, why am I doing things the slow way? Let's come in here and just purchase the blocks as we need them. And of course, now it's putting them on weird like. Let's go ahead and move that. I need to use the, what is it, F key? There we go. And we'll go back into it, make sure it's facing the way we want it. Why? Because, I just want it to look right. Yeah, it's an anal thing, guys. I gotta make sure that it's symmetrical and that it lines up right, because you're gonna be looking at this for a long time once you put these things down, and I just want to make sure it's not going to annoy me for months upon months on end. So again, not going too far out, but I am going to do a small little layer up here. And this is going to be where the umbrella type platform is going to be. And this is where I'm going to put my solar reactors and probably a few batteries. Because as you can see, I don't really have space to put the batteries anywhere else. I could actually go ahead and put blocks here. And on the inside part, put the batteries. And I'll probably end up doing that now that I'm looking at it. So let's find the batteries. Batteries over here. Nice. Okay. So let's get rid of this one and all of these, and I'll use those for the corner pieces in a second, or I'll just put the other blocks down. Oh wow, jeez, that did not take very long. That is massive. Okay, that's cool. I like it. Dang, look at that. That is crazy in the amount of power that it's just giving over. And I guess it's full. No, I mean, if it was full, it wouldn't stop. It would keep going. Yeah, that's. Maybe it just kind of freaked it out by taking one off, which is nice because the noise that thing can give off is pretty loud, especially in the actual game. So we are thankful that it's not doing it anymore. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so I need the solar reactors. I also need some weapons. Weapons will be the last step right there. Where are my solar reactors? Come on, there you go. Don't know if I have enough batteries in here yet. We started it up again. Alright, so 3. Let's go with 5. Yeah, 5's going to be good. And now we're going to put weapons on it. Now, the weapons are going to be simple stuff. It's going to be things that I can afford fairly soon. In fact, I don't know if it's going to be completely covered in weapons, because now that it can spin around, and I know it can spin around, I can add to it down the road. This is going to be the one that I get out as soon as possible, throw them around my base. And then as I destroy more and more bots out there, I can throw on, the weapons I find, miscellaneous style, whatever it happens to be. Stud lasers are something that I covet myself for my own bot. So if I put these things on here and I decide, no, you know what, I have more of these, ZK-47 to throw on here, then I can at least take these things off and still have a place to put them because I like having them myself. So that's not going to be a waste. These right here, I don't like buying these because I don't ever use them. I really, really don't like those at all. And I kind of hate throwing the Venture ones on here, but I know for sure that I have the Venture ones. And if it comes down to it, I can always come back in here, plant this thing down, save one with it and save one without. And that way I'll have access to it. But I think throwing at least a few of these on here is going to be worth the cost, even though I usually have quite a few of them to go with. But I just don't want it to be completely, like, I don't want to have to do too much work with it when I put it down. I just want to be able to throw one of these down, especially in an emergency, and just have it go to work and have it start destroying people. Yeah, see, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. The only thing I'm missing is something I stupidly forgot to put in, which is my shield. Yeah, my shield and repair bubbles. And why did I forget those? Now they're going to have to go on the outside? No, that's not going to work. we are going to have to tear this sucker open. All right, let's see, where could we put it? Right in here actually would be good. So yeah, one of these is going to have to come off. Let's do one right there, and we'll do, yeah, the one up here at the top as well. Hopefully this does not, yep, all right, nice. All right, so let's go with the shield to start with, and then we'll go with a repair bubble right there on top of it. All right, so it goes a little farther down into the ground, and I'm happy with that. It protects the base a little bit more than it would otherwise, and if I do end up putting this up on a hill or something like that, it's going to give me that leverage to stop the bullets from coming in at an angle before this thing is actually able to get a bead on it. So I'm okay with that. Now, somewhere around here is where I'm going to have to put the next one. So let's go ahead and take that down. I am going to have to get rid of a few of these batteries, apparently, which I'm not too big of a fan of. But better the batteries than the no shield and no repair. Because that's going to be something that we definitely have to have on there. At least the... no, I mean both. I mean, you can... I guess you could do it with just the repair. As it takes damage, it will repair it up. But it's going to take a lot more damage because it doesn't have a shield. So just go ahead and give it one and you know, be done with it and have that extra protection. Well, I'm getting rid of a lot of power here. I'm not really liking that. Might have to find another spot for those batteries. But where? Where would I put them? Somewhere where it's going to be safe. The top is not going to be safe for them, but... yeah, the top is definitely not safe. You know what? Let's go one more layer on the top. Again, I know I'm trying to create small and try to create affordable, but I need a few extra batteries up here, to be honest. Otherwise, I mean, you can get away with just one, but I don't want to. Like, that's too slow. You want this to be a station your guy can come to and kind of recharge fairly quickly. I mean, it's not going to be super fast, not like the other one definitely would be, but at some point, yeah, you don't want to sit around forever and wait. And if you park one of your guys out here underneath it, you want it to be able to keep up with it while it's getting attacked from the enemies. So let's see, we can put one here. We can put one on each one of the corners. Actually, we can cover them up. Yeah, we can pull these things out a little bit further. I would rather them take damage than my batteries, because these things, to my knowledge, don't explode when they take hits. They, yeah, they don't explode at all. Okay, do I want to get these up 2 layers? I guess I could. Yeah, let's go ahead and do 2 layers. We're going to have a little bit more power, but that's all right. Jeez. That is nuts. Okay, I like it. Let's do a few of these on here. We don't need the massive amount that we have on the other one. And like I said, these are room to grow. So if I put these things down and I never go to that one, then I don't have to worry about them going to waste. However, if I do go to them fairly often, I'll go ahead and add a few more to them. I just, yeah, like I said, I want this to have, you know, space to grow. Lights. Do I? No, I'm not going to buy the lights. I will put lights on here, but because I always have more than I need, and I never really sell them because I always think, I'll do something with them down the road, I'm going to leave them off, and I'll just put them on as I need them. So that is going to be our second one, and I am going to call it the small fry. There we go. Yes, he's a small fry. And, you know, I probably will do a medium one, and I do kind of want to come back in here and do some venture turrets, and not with the end guys turrets with these, but I don't know. For now, I think these are going to be more than enough for the game. So on the next few episodes, we're going to be back in the game trying that out. Man, I'm just trying to like imagine a Geocorp turret. Like that's going to be massive. Like these are big. These are tall. This thing, look at that. That's 1 block. And can you imagine just like doing like 15 blocks up of this? It's going to be way, way up here. And that's going to like be a medium-sized one. And then throwing like the weapons on there, the big boy cannons and stuff, like that is nasty. Ugh, yeah, I'm trying to picture it right now, but no, like that would just be way overpowered for the bot sizes we're going with. Although I don't think that would affect the bots being spawned around you, because it's not technically a vehicle. It is a turret. So hopefully you wouldn't get bigger and bigger bots because of these, but we'll have to find that out because I don't know for sure. I've never built one this size, and if this does not make them spawn bigger, then probably nothing will, because this is just massive in size, and it looks kind of cool. Can't wait to see it at night. Can't wait to see this thing all lit up and turning around like that, and just decimating my enemies. Don't know how much it's going to cost. In fact, before we exit out, I am going to quit in here. We're going to go into the game itself and see how much these things are going to cost us in the actual gameplay. So let's go into continue game, which will take us back into the playthrough that we have, and it should be right next to one of the towers, because that's where I saved it. Yeah, right there, because I did put a tower right behind us just to see if it worked. That one right there, it fell down from the sky and it landed. It has no weapons on it, just the 2 blocks, the base, and those 2 pieces right there. And I believe it was like 1040 or something like that, 1040 points to do it. It was test, so let's look at it. Test 1. So 1460 is how much that cost me. The other ones, the Ultra, is going to be 46,630. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And the small fry is only going to be 13,096. So that one's a little bit easier to do. I still can't believe that one costs 13,000 where the other one's 46. Huh. But I can't even buy that one right now because it has 2 blocks that are undiscovered, which is the green and the white one. But the other one has no blocks that are undiscovered. I made sure of that, and that one's going to be interesting to put down. But it's going to take a while. I can also buy the X or the Y wing, but that one does have a few extra blocks. I might have to go in there and remove some of these before, like some of these I'm just never going to find. Like this cab one, really difficult to find for Venture, and some of these other one might be a little difficult. But I would love to fly that around in my actual game. I got the Ugly. Can I not buy the Ugly? Oh yeah, the Ugly got a few pieces I do not have access to. Test. What about SpongeBob? Can we get SpongeBob? Holy crap, that entire bot is free? It's a free bot. If I discovered these pieces right here, I could buy that entire thing for free. Wow. That's because there's nothing on the inside. Then I made another one that has, yeah, the batteries and things on the inside. That one's going to cost 31,000. Okay, so I would buy the free one and just drive that around. It has no weapons on it or anything like that, but I'd still check it out. What was this? One of each one of the different vehicles, I think, that I did on there. Yeah, so we do have some other stuff we can try out. 43,000 for... No, you got to be kidding me. 43,000? Holy crap. My main bot, the one that's the base bot out of all of it, for all those blocks, I'm talking like several hundred geocore blocks plus the wheels, that thing costs 43,000. But the turret, or the turret, I should say, that's a hard habit to break. It costs 46,000. Oh my god, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. That is nuts. Wow. Okay, well, we have some stuff to work on. And that's going to be on the next episode, guys. As you can see, it sorely needs some protection out here. It is definitely very unsecure, and it's been getting attacked quite a bit. And I did notice I did lose one of my bots out here, so I'm going to have to rebuild that one, or maybe a different version of it. But either way, guys, I want to thank you again for watching. I am AC Gamer, and I will definitely catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.